Hello, is anyone out there? If you're listening, you've reached the No Fixed Agenda podcast.
I'm taking this train to the promised land. Won't you give it up? You understand. We'll take one foot forward. Don't look back.
And I listened to a couple episodes because I want to know what I was getting into. But yeah, your voice is very prominent. You're always bringing back the conversation. You're moderator. You're bringing back the conversation.
You're the moderator and thanks, all right? We all have our roles. We all have our roles. So when we first started this podcast, it was kind of one of those things you kind of find your dynamics, right? And it quickly became play-by-play, color commentary. And then it was Somar does not like to color within the lines. He's all over the place. So that's where the dynamic and
makes it interesting because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth.
So instead there, so
everybody's like, what is he going to say next? Jeff, he's not too far. Reel him back in. Reel him back in, Jeff.
So before we get started with everything, I want to know how Chihuahua was.
Oh, Chihuahua? I don't know.
And explain what Chihuahua is. She just did a 50.
No. It was a 20K.
20K. Yeah, made it sound like it was better.
But it was still challenging. You're at altitude.
I kind of want to know how Chihuahua, how everything was.
Chihuahua, in Mexico?
The state of Mexico. Yeah. So I found out that you don't like to travel to Mexico in this podcast.
Put them guns away. Holster them guns.
No, I was like, no, we're going to, we're going to take him out to the
I like you even. This is great.
Oh, bro. When he was like, I want to do this on Sunday, I go, who is it? I was like, yes. I don't care what it is. Yes.
Anyways, which I digress. Okay, I need to go to Mexico.
You know what? ERS in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, that will get his ass there. That will get his ass.
Yeah. So, anyway,
UTMB is this big race.
It's a big organization that's worldwide.
Yeah.
And if you're in the trail running space, it is the epitome of upper echelon races. The top races in the world all go to the ones overseas. And it's different in trail running here versus there. When you go to an event, and I even noticed this in the race you were at, is people will line the finish line chute and just cheer everybody on. It's literally hundreds of people along the finish line spot. And UTMB is the only event series that I've ever seen that has that draw and bringing them in. And it has a lot to do with how international they are.
And it's UTMB that puts it on.
Yeah, so their main World Series is UTMB Mont Blanc. You want to go to Chamonix, Paris. This is the biggest mountain events, but then you get to run 3 countries. So it's France, Italy, and Switzerland. And you go around this giant mountain, but it's the World Series of trail running. All the pros, the whole trail running world goes there. So you collect these stones, kind of like your lottery tickets to participate in the World Series. If you're not an elite level person, right? You can qualify for the team. But it's the World Series of trail running to get there. But they have all these international races, and they did the inaugural one in Chihuahua. And they did it with the Tarahumara Raramuri community, which, if you know, they're the Mexican trail runners that run in their sandals, and they run crazy distances.
They were there.
Yes. So they were the community they collaborated with. So they were running at every distance from the 100-miler, 100K, 20K, 8K. They won all the, from 100K, I think they were on the top 3 podium for all of them. But, it makes sense. This is the...
In Huaraches.
Yeah. Not all of them, but they wore, the women wore their traditional dresses, and they were running out there. So I wanted to go there, one, because of that experience with the Tarahumara, because they're opening up their sacred land to be shared. And it really felt like that. That's what it felt like, because you're running on a trail and you see the little wooden gates and they're somebody's giving you access to run in their backyard and stuff. So that was really cool. the 20K did the whole rim of Barrancas, which is the Copper Canyon. So you're on the rim and all you see is the canyon along the whole route. Like for the 20K. I mean, for the 39K and all the other, you go down into the canyon and you kind of climb up and then you do the views. But that was a really cool part of the 20K that I didn't even know. I didn't even look at the course. When I signed up, I was like, I'm just going to do it.
I'm just gonna do
it. Yeah, I like it's special. Yeah, it's like a spiritual, cultural. And I almost wasn't like, oh, I'm not trained. Like, I mean, I run, but I'm not super trained. So I was worried I wasn't going to finish. And then I wanted to get that stomp, that lottery ticket to go eventually to Chamonix. I don't know. But at the end, I decided to go because my grandfather passed away this year and he was born in Chihuahua. Not in that region, but in Chihuahua, the state of Chihuahua. And he passed away this year. I was like, you know what? I want to do it for him. Just in memory of him, connect. I went out there really like open with just seeing what it was I don't know. I just wanted to connect. Like you said, it's more a cultural or a personal feeling to go out there.
Almost like a healing trip.
Yeah, definitely a healing trip because people really want to put like these scary things like, oh, you know what, the cartels, or it's so scary, you don't want to go there. This is the biggest race, like you said, like race people that are setting it up there. It's going to be probably the most safest time to go. Yeah. So that was another plus. Yeah.
Or worked with the cartels. There it was okay.
Like everything was so smooth from the shuttle pickups from the airport to the little small towns because it was a 5-hour drive from the capital of Chihuahua to these towns. So Krill and Barrancas were the towns, Divisadero were the towns where the races were happening. So you still had to transfer yourself there. They did a good job with the shuttle. You did big pickup and the whole celebration in Krill, which is a really magical. Didn't you know how they have the magical pueblos in Mexico?
Yes.
You know, so they was one of those. The organization, I think for us, well, we stayed where the race started and ended, so it wasn't a hassle for us. But they had shuttles for people who stayed in Crete to take the bus to the race start, take you back home after you finish. They had a whole hub, and they're like, they call it like an outdoor park thing. So they have a tram and everything. Because this is like a popular part of Mexico where people go hiking and stuff too. It was the being able to run, like I think, in this area and places and trails that are not accessible to everyone. And that was special. I felt that. And then, like you see women and the little kids inside the trail. We are in the mountain now, on the side of the mountain. I never went down, but we climbed one little one. But there's like this older woman, you know, in her traditional Tarahumara dressing and a little kid. The kids were cheering for me and the lady were just like, and, you know, they're like so like simple in life, you know, and I'm here with my vest and the shorts and the shoes, you know, and they do that just like on the regular trip.
This isn't what I do.
Yeah, they're like,
I want to go to 10K today.
Yeah, I'm going to visit my neighbor like 10 miles down and like run down. You know what I mean? Like, and us were all, but it was really special. Like, it was just a contrast. They were very welcoming. I don't know. It was good to connect and to kind of erase those ideas that it's scary or they don't want to know more about us as much as we want to know about them, you know? Yeah.
I love hearing that culture line and like bridging that by.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to take this kind of Mexico. You kind of like, it's like, well, there's other parts of it that you have. But for me, it's like, you know, Hispanics, we just want to share our culture because there's so much love, passion, and meaning to it. And it's like, you want more people to come in just to kind of see it and like get rid of all the other stigmas that are out there. Right. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of cool. But he jumped in right into your experience in Chihuahua, but we never introduced you to our people, to our audience. So we have Priscilla.
Oh.
We just jump in. We don't know. Who is she? And what does she do? And why is she talking about Chihuahua?
I was going to get around.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know we started.
I don't like to play the lies. But when the lies are not there, I know that they're not.
I drive the ship here, and so I know which direction we're going. And since you've now you've tried to take the wheel from me.
Hey, dude, I'm just trying to say, I'm just letting you know that there's no line there.
There was a line right there. I just saw it. I was like I said, you tried to take the steering wheel from me. Get your ass back in the taxi. To our listener out there, we've got Priscilla Rojas.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Priscilla. I wanted to come in and have you share your story. I think it's amazing from what you've done. I know you from the trail industry. You are one of my ambassadors for the Endurance Race Series, so I appreciate you on that. But you've also started and kind of grown this really great community of running in San Diego through, and I'm going to say it wrong. I always do.
I'm waiting for him to say it. Do not help him. Do not help him.
I'll try this out. Santa Mujeres.
Better.
Please correct me.
Santa Mujeres.
Santa Mujeres. Yeah. So close. You almost got the R's rolled too, though, dude. That was pretty good.
It's that J. I don't know.
Yeah. It's the J that gets all the things. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyway, I wanted you to come in and share that story because I think it's really cool. How this kind of started more of like a always inclusivity, obviously, and it's kind of a women of color scenario, and you can see how much it's grown down there, and how much it's spread throughout San Diego County, and now some of the things you're doing, in other parts of the state, going with like you went up to what is it, Tahoe?
Yeah, for Broken Arrow.
And did talk up there, right? You were on a panel up there
at TrailCon. Yeah. Santa Mujeres was really born out of Virginia and I. I'm a co-founder. Virginia and I are the founders of Santa Mujeres Running Club, and just an idea. It was just us running by ourselves. We wanted to build community. It was just us two.
So I don't even know, how do you guys know each other?
We met like 2012. I moved to San Diego in 2011, and we were introduced by a mutual friend. So in college, I was a college radio DJ at KCPR.
Yes.
So with music,
I'm out of my depth here, bro.
So, with music, it's like, I don't know, you're connected to everything and everyone. So I had my friend, we were DJs in college radio. I moved to the Bay Area. He moved to San Diego after we finished school. And then I moved to San Diego, and he's like, I need to know where the music scene is happening in San Diego. And low-key at that time, it had one of the best underground music scenes. I don't even know if it was underground. There was just so much music, from electronic to like indie and stuff. And I think back even in the day, they had great music festivals in San Diego back then. I remember hearing about it when I lived in the Central Coast and the Bay Area, but I never made it down here. But anyways, we met at this place called the Roots Factory because of my friend Marcus. He introduced us. We were both in the music scene. We would see each other at shows and bars and stuff. So then one day I was just like, hey, I'm going to go hiking. Do you want to come with me? And we took it outside of like the party scene, and we just started hiking, and she was going on her health journey. And for me, it's just jumping on things whenever I feel like I want to do, like running, which is like, can I do a half marathon just to see if I had it in me? I've always been active. I always loved hiking. I've always played sports from high school on, but just like basic, nothing like very elite or good at it. I just love being active. But that's how we met. We met out in the music scene.
So I mean, Mara just kind of responded to, hey, let's start running. Let's start working. Let's start hiking together, running together, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where the idea.
Yeah. So she was running, and then I did my first half marathon, and I did the In Motion Triple Crown. And that was my first really, I did one. And then I got hooked on the second one, the third one. And then I was telling Virginia, you have to do this with me. So when she did the Triple Crown with me in 2019, that's where we really were like, imagine if we brought our friends in, or if we got a crew. Just that idea of building community, because we were both training by ourselves. We didn't see other Latinas running out there. We didn't, weren't aware, or we kind of did our research when we were really brainstorming Santa Mujeres. We tried to do our research and see if there were any other clubs we could just join and stuff. We thought some were too fast for us, or we were the only one, or even our pace was the only one. I don't want to run by myself in a group. If I'm going to be by myself, I just run by myself, right? Yeah. So we started brainstorming that idea of an inclusive run club, not only for women of color to be leaders, but also pace. Because even though we ran together, she was still an hour ahead of me, and I'm still behind. But we were out there in these routes together. It was just we still had different paces. So that support, it was the idea that we wanted to have support for all runners. So then we started Santa Mujeres October 2020, and our leadership is from the back. So we stay with the last runner, and we make sure they know the route, and they're not alone. That was the biggest thing, right? You don't want to be left alone. And then she'll be in the front when we do just one distance, and I'll be in the back. And just kind of, I think the community really liked that we were including everyone.
I will say that's there's not enough of that when it comes to the run clubs that are out there.
Yeah.
And I kind of look at that, and there's, San Diego Trail Runners is another one. And I love what Danielle does over there.
Yeah.
Is kind of like an accordion style run where everybody runs up to a certain point. They wait for the last runner, and then they go even further. Right. So it's an accordion style. And that's not for everybody, that style of running. And I think that you can continue on. You don't have to do that. But I think I like that mentality of everybody is part of this.
Yeah.
We want everybody to know where they're going. And it's really cool how that all kind of plays out.
Yeah.
One of the things I really, I think, respect and love about what you guys have done is, it's like, again, it's the inclusivity of it. The hard thing is with like even in the endurance race series and the events there, like we're all about community and inclusivity. I love it when we get brand new trail runners out there, but it is a very white dominated sport, running is overall.
Yeah.
And it's so like the voices out there that are feed into the minorities and like, again, like what Jess has done to help build out Black Girls Run, and that whole entire group, like it's really cool to see that. And I really try and push for more of that, in the trail running space. Cause I definitely love to see those new runners out there like that.
And that happens with representation, right? If you see someone out there that looks like you're more inclined to go check it out. Yeah. Or if your community leader, is saying, oh, this is a safe place, we can go over here, then you're going to go check it out and stuff. It's kind of like you're testing out the ground, and especially with trail running. I mean, at first it's me going out there by myself on these races. Now I have Grizzy. She's Gisela. She's one of our board members for Santa Mujeres, and she loves trail running too. So now we kind of like go check things out, like Chihuahua. I had a friend to go with, and now we have the whole community like, oh, it was safe. Oh, let's go do Chihuahua next year. Like the whole crew, and it's just about being the representation. I guess what's the right word? Kind of opening the door for a lot of them too. They don't bold. Yeah.
Being bold to step out in the area that you not initially feel safe.
Yes.
Somebody's going to watch you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is another reason I want to bring you in, because this is a great connection point between you two. Right. I agree. I will say, Omar's gym is the first gym that I've ever been a part of that is, you see the different dynamic and a lot of Latinos at your gym, and it's really cool to see how he's included that community. And it's not the elite athletes all the time; it's people that are just getting their feet wet in the endurance space. So there's a lot, like between the two of you, it's like really the communities are very similar as far as how you grow and educate people of like, hey, you need to come and try this out. It's a very safe gym. It's a safe gym space. We're not going to judge, right? And that's the biggest thing. Like I love it when there's needs to be more and more of that in this world. And not sport.
I think people are just, to your point, I ask myself this question a lot when I got to do my line of work is, why is it in our culture or in any minority culture, right? Not so much in the African-American space or in the Black space, is you don't see that, because a lot of African-Americans and even Samoans, for example, what I grew up with, played football. A lot of them were elite. Then you saw this huge disparity in each one of those cultures, right? Yeah. It's like people that never worked out in their cultures, right? Same thing in African-American space, the same thing in Hispanic space. I grew up in National City, right? I was born in LA, I grew up in National City. You either had the kids that were playing sports and were very elite or very athletic, very upset, and you had the people that were like, "Nah, that just ain't for me." Right? Yep. And it's like when you grow up with that and you see it, I'm like, how do you bridge the gap? when I got into fitness, I thought to myself, like, I walked into a gym and I'm not exaggerating. I cried because I was like, I don't fit here.
Yeah.
You know, that was the first thing I said to myself. I do not fit here.
Yeah.
Why? Because I looked around. There's Olympic lifters. There's body composition people. There's the mommy makeovers that are just trying to get their, you know, butts big and their abs fit this right. And I'm just like, I don't see me anywhere in this freaking gym.
Yeah.
And then so I cried. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I need to go back to doing what I'm doing. And then I thought to myself, well, what area can I really focus in on, make me good? And there was a quote, can't be everything to everyone. And that's where I was like, who can I be to?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I got in, I was like, there's a lot of people there just want to get fit and understand what fit looks like. So I looked around the gym and there was always these, like, I want to say about 30 to 40% of the gym goers that didn't fit in any one of these areas or these little cliques. And I said, those are my people.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think you're doing the same thing. You did the same thing. And just by being bold and showing up to these races that you didn't see any Hispanics or Latinas or people that had your body type. Right.
Yeah.
And you're just showing up. You're like, I'm going to do this. And by simply being bold, other people see you doing that. And they're like, oh, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you opened up the possibility in their brains to go, that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I can do that?
Yeah.
Like, I can lose this much weight, or I can do this crazy competition. I can run a 50K, a 20K, a 10K. I mean, I can do those things at my current body type.
Yep.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And Priscilla's there. Omar's there. I mean, I can name on and on and on. How many people have done the same thing?
Yeah.
And so I found my community in just being who I am.
Yeah. I mean, you created something because it didn't exist.
Exactly.
You wanted to highlight the folks that were in your same position. And like, hey, we can do this too. And that's really what we did. We created something we didn't see. And we knew they were out there. We just needed to create that space for them to all come together, because it took about a year, not even 6 months after, because we started 2020, the pandemic, and we started with 5 runners. And I would say the spring of 2021 was when we were like, all right, hitting that 30 people are showing up to Run Club, to now it's 50 to 80, like on a regular Thursday.
You guys do in that, because you started in 2020 when it was really hard to really get people together.
Yeah.
So what was kind of your focus as far as how can we get runners to come out here and join us, or how can we get the word out of what we're trying to do? Like, what did you guys look at and doing that?
So I think when why it happened in October was the hope that the pandemic was over.
At that point, everybody was like, I'm done. I don't want to see my kids. I don't want to see my husband or my boyfriend or girlfriend anymore. Yeah. I need some me time.
Yeah, it's like the end of summer, everybody's good. We're happy. The sun's out. Yeah. And then January came, and then we had that wave again. And then everything had to kind of close down again. So we went virtually for that month of December, maybe January as well. But we still promoted on Instagram, like, hey, tag us in your posts, because we could still be outside. You could do your solo hike, your solo run and stuff. So we still stayed engaged through social media with our community. And then when it started, around February and March, people still came mass. It was fine. We never said you can't wear a mask out there. We left the decision to them. And then as time passed, it was vaccines were out, everything. People felt safer to be out and social. And then you were also so isolated for that whole half a year. I think people were looking to connect with someone, or people. And this is a healthy habit to build, walking and running, because we do have a 1 mile walk run to people to start their running journey, to not feel, oh, I'm not a runner, but let me do a mile, right? And then they graduate to the 5K in like 3 weeks. But just in that, also, that's super important to believe in your members, encourage them to try something that they didn't think they could do. Because you're right, there's a community of us that are trying to get healthy, a group of us, right? We don't fit in with the elites. We don't fit in with the super hard training. It's just we want to have fun. And that was the point of sharing the joy and getting healthy. And encouraging them was so important to create that space for them, because we have women in their 50s who are starting to run and are taking on their first marathon. And when you say, I didn't think I could be this, right? Or like, I thought my years were done, like this is over. No, it's like they're finding this closing chapter and they found and within themselves. And it's just encouraging them and being the example. You know, one of my values is to lead by example. So I want to be out there. I love running, so I'm out there anyways, but I'm here to help everyone else too.
And we'll be right back. The No Fix Agenda podcast is presented by Bubs Naturals. Their mission is simple: live better, live longer. An NSF Sport certified collagen peptide fuels people to reach their maximum human potential, supplements sourced from nature's highest quality ingredients. And for me, it's the electrolyte. Hydrate or die. As much as we sweat in the gym,
don't sweat at all, bro. What are you talking about?
As much as we sweat, I always feel like I got to replenish my electrolytes. And ever since they came out with that stuff, it has been game changer for me.
And it tastes so good.
It's smooth, isn't it?
It's smooth, dude. It tastes so good compared to some other electrolyte products that I've tried in the past. Bubs, the lemon flavor is my go-to. On
top of that, their collagen is probably some of the best out there.
Dude.
Unbelievable. I've noticed, not that I'm growing my hair back, but my nails have gotten stronger.
Yeah.
And my poops have gotten better.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my protein. That's my pro stack in the morning is their vitamin C, collagen peptides. And only because of my joints. For me, it's my joints thing. You know, I got an ankle thing, I got a hip thing, and it helps. It's like putting a lubricant to my joints. And I do it every morning in my coffee, and I swear by it. And it's probably one of the things that has allowed me to continue to squat and deadlift the way I like to.
Yeah. What's great with the company is they also give 10% back to charity, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. There's not many companies, supplement companies, that are doing that for a cause.
Yeah.
So it's
amazing. So if you want to learn more about their products, go on to bubsnaturals.com. You can also, in your first order, get 20% off by using our code NFA20 or NFA20.
No better time to place your order today.
And now back to the show.
I think this is a good, I was talking about this last night to some friends of ours and they were asking about the races and run clubs and stuff. And at this juncture, I think this kind of stemmed from COVID and everybody being by themselves, is the run club like scenario of everything is grown so much. Like run clubs have now turned into kind of like this dating scenario, right? But and not to say that every run club is like because they're not.
No, I'm pretty strict with all men that join it. It is inclusive when I'm like, hey, if we get one complaint, you're the first one.
Yeah. So I
say in my gym.
Yeah. But I think in a sense that has kind of helped run groups grow a little bit more as well too, or get the word out because people are looking for that, whether they're looking for the dating scenario or looking for more of the group to run group to go with. Like these last 5 years, you've kind of seen this uptick in groups that are like this, right? And it's great for what I'm hoping for is that the dating run groups, quote unquote, are able to stick around and see their members continue. Yeah, that was always the one thing I worried about. Like, okay, these dating run groups start, and all of a sudden people start meeting each other, and they start going. Yeah, they go away, and then it's like how they start feeling.
It's happening mixed. Like it's weird. It's mixed dating in. It's like that 50% of those relationships that were started are not going to work out. So well, no, it's just going to be like, geez, go on, man.
Well, but that's what the weird thing is with this. So again, who's to say how the dating run groups are gonna like play out over the next couple of years? So, but on the back end, I think it is helping out run groups like Priscilla's, that are people are out there trying to find groups to run with now. Yeah, and there's more emphasis on and really the sport of running is very busy right now as far as the amount of events, the quantity of runners at races now. I mean, it's a very high trend as far as the race industry is, which is great. So having all different types of groups out there to support people is it definitely kind of all is kind of working together in a sense. It's really great to see.
And that's one. I think that there's a lot of things. There were a lot of bad things that happened during COVID, obviously, but there's also a ton of good. And as a fitness, so I got into fitness 1 year. I left my career in logistics, get into fitness 1 year exactly before COVID hit. And then COVID hit, I was like, I made the wrong choice. Like, I am not essential. I am not essential. I was like, I should have waited 1 year. Damn it. Like, for the first time in my life, I was like, I had been without a job. And I've been working since I was 9 years old, right? And so I'm like, this is the shittiest mistake. But the one good thing that came out of it as a fitness coach at that time is that, like, I would go out and do my workouts, and all I do was work out. Like, that's all we did during COVID, right? I took 2 dumbbells home, and I'm like, I'm working out 2 times a day. I'm running one. I'm doing some kind of workout, whatever. But then as I started working out, it's like the initial shutdown, it was like scared. And to your point, people was just sitting down, and like you'd see 1 or 2 people. And then, like, after 2 weeks of that, people were just like, I can only watch. I watched all the Netflix I could watch. There are no series that I got. Like, I'm out. I got to go. Even if I'm walking, I'm outside. Yeah. Right. And so I was like, I clearly remember making this post about how positive that was. Yeah. Like, if you're looking at every bad situation, I always say there's always something good that comes out of it. Right. And COVID was one of those scenarios. And I mean, for me, COVID took my mom, right? It wasn't like COVID, the restrictions to COVID took my mom, right? Because my mom had a routine and she no longer could practice a routine because she was super afraid. And so, like, that was bad. Yeah. But I also started my business. Yeah. I also started my community. I also saw all those people out there running, like, getting fitness, people that would never have considered doing fitness before. Mm-hmm. Because of the extreme of the shutdown, people are like, oh my God, right? I can go out and do these things. Right? Yeah. I mean, Santa Mujeres was created. Yeah, right. 2020 during the pandemic. So when you're talking about the positive things, I think some people were able to work from home. You have more time to think. Yep. It became a business. You started your own business during that time. Me on the other side, I work in the biotech industry. Oh. So in diagnostics. So I was working 7 days a week. My routine didn't change. I was in the lab developing those PCR tests to, like, check for COVID and stuff. So I was working 7 days a week from like February until like August or so. So I kept my routine. I have to go to work. I have to be in the lab. So I didn't get that work from home thing. Yeah. Sometimes I was a little jealous, but one of my things too that I'm really fortunate that I've been able to do things that I love, that I'm passionate about. Like, so I started as an electrical engineering programming. Like, that's what I went to school. Wow. Dry. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't like it. No passion. And then I took a break, disappointed my parents. How are you not going to be an engineer, right? Then I came trying to reset my life. I also left, like, the relationship in the Bay Area, resetting my career. I came to San Diego. I got an internship at UCSD, kind of resetting my life. And I was like, well, how am I going to make a change? Or what do I want to do? And it's always been about people, impacting people. Like, right away, too. I'm like, don't have that patience. And diagnostic or biotech has that feeling, you're developing a kit. You're going to use it right away in the world, especially with the COVID type of stuff. This is being used. It's being used like this next month, right? Emergency status, and it's impacting the world right away. So I feel my career in diagnostics gives me that opportunity to be like, I'm making an impact in the world. Even when Zika before, even then, like, we're working on stuff that was really happening. And I love that. Yeah. So for me, I have that passion that's impacting people. Now, during the pandemic, I didn't have enough time, but then, like, I finished school and stuff. So I had this extra time. When school went online, I was at heaven. I was like, oh, I don't have to go. I just have to think. From my couch. I'm going to get my doctorate from my couch. Chill. That was a favorite thing when school went online. And then and that was the year I was going to graduate anyway. So I was like, good. Everything except from February, everything went online. It was just like a few papers and here's your degree. You're done. Like, and I never took my slippers off. So then that allowed more time for us to develop Santa Mujeres too during that time, because we're like, okay, we have time to brainstorm and do all this stuff. But
Well, what I like too is though you made it a nonprofit.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that's a really cool part of it that a lot of people don't know really.
Yeah.
If they're going into it, like you think people just say it's just a regular running group. So talk about the nonprofit side of it and how that.
Yeah. When did it start? Like, when did you decide? Like, you have 30 people. You were just telling the story of you had like before you know you had 30 people out there running. When did you start like, hey, this is a nonprofit?
So we were really intentional when we created Santa Mujeres. That it was for the community, for the people, right? Yeah. So when we knew that eventually we were in that line like, okay, we're gonna either have us be, in control of everything, to make it a business, official business, or we can make a nonprofit, but we're letting go. We're going to have a board, we could get replaced. They don't like us, we're out of there. But because we created this culture for 3 years, so we became a nonprofit last year, March 8th of 2024, which is actually International Women's Day. I intentionally did it that way too, that I wanted that to be our day. We've been very intentional with things, and I believe in that manifestation energy that, this feels right. This is the time to do it. We're going to do it. And it's been successful. Thinking that way so far. So 2 years as a nonprofit, but we always knew it was going to serve the community no matter what. Why not get some help with grants and stuff like that? And when people buy our gear or anything we sell, it's reinvested into the group. So why not keep it that way as a nonprofit, right? You're investing into something that's going to come back for you. So
when people donate to you, or when people buy your merch or whatever it is, like, what are you using that money for?
So we've used the monies for like our finish line festival, like for the half marathons. We usually get a tent, so we'll have food and snacks for them. We are transitioning into getting bibs for them for races, cool. Having an application process for that. Mostly just like keeping the cycle going, whenever people need something, we try to be there for them. We're developing programming right now, or Thursday, right? Like it takes some time and effort. Like we're going to get some night running gear and stuff for them. Okay. So we reinvest and buy things that are needed, but we're developing programs to do bibs for our runners. And also for the USA Track and Field, we want to pay for the registrations to participate in these competitions. I know we're not super fast, but we're still taking space and representing Santa Mujeres.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're not super fast yet. Finish the sentence.
Yeah. But we're showing out there and representing, and the ladies are having so much fun. Like they're having a lot of fun, and we get their feedback, and we continue doing it. Showing up to them. But yeah,
I want to highlight how important what you guys are doing. I mean, if it's as simple as buying a bib.
Yeah.
And because I have a lot of females, obese women in my family.
Yeah.
My mom was one, right? And so you are opening the door to the possibility first. That's the most important thing. We talked about that already. Now you're talking about, I can't do this because I don't have the time or the money, right? Especially for Latino moms. Like like I said, as a Hispanic mom, like you're the last person to ever give yourself to anything.
Yeah.
Give yourself anything to, right? And so like you're opening that door to be able to say like, hey, look, I'm going to apply for this, right? I'm like, see if I can race to this race. But now you're opening up the possibility because now I have this one event to go to. I'm going to do a 20K. I'm going to do the ERS 20K. And by the way, Santa Mujeres bought my bib. So now I got to train for it.
Yeah.
So now you're creating habit.
Well, also, thank you, Jeff. He's also donated a lot of bibs for us to give to our community that they wouldn't even be on the trails if we weren't able to give them that opportunity. Or also their teachers, it's already a really hard economy and stuff like this. They want to do it so bad, but they're thinking of surviving. Yeah. So it's like now they have this opportunity to enjoy something, like to bring joy to their life. And we have a runner that on the trails, I call her our baby goat. And, she has the potential as a trail runner.
Climbing those hills.
Yeah. I just like from the moment she's like, so she did Broken Arrow, and it was her second trail run ever. and she crushed it at 18K. Like she had it in her to do something like that.
Wow.
And then after that, I didn't know it was going to spark her whole year being in the mountains and the trails out here. Like from the third trail run or second trail run ever to I'm running the trail that did. She did her 50K. She wants to come back for the 23K. And like, she naturally, you know, has this talent. She wants to finish that, but I also have to survive, you know, to the works in education and stuff. So like, so just to give opportunity and spark to people and any, you know, level of whatever you are in life, to experience that has been very awesome. And thank you, Jeff, for those opportunities to share with our community.
Yeah, I mean, that's all part of it. Like I want people to experience the trails. If it gets one new trail runner out there, it's great. Like I want people to be, not that there's anything against road running, but I like people want to do road.
Like, sir, you got a road race company too, bro.
So I'm always happy to do that stuff for you and for any group like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's about the community always. It's about, you know, including everybody and anybody. As far as I'm a walker, but I still want to be out there and try it out.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
do it.
Let's do it. Let's get you out there. Like
That's gonna plant a seed.
Yeah.
And that's like planting a seed.
And that's part of the reason why we started our DFL program, right? Like,
I love the DFL.
No, I don't know. I think I know about it.
What? I was gonna bring it up, dude. I'm so glad you did, though, bro.
Yeah. So we, as part of the inclusivity of everything, we want to celebrate the first runner and the last runner, right?
Yeah.
So we, at every single event now for the last 4 years, I think we're on our 4th year doing this. Maybe we'll say 4. That last runner that comes across gets a special dead fucking last medal. And it's kind of funny. Like some of my staff, like they make me personally give it to the runner, because I think a couple of times the runner looks at it like, what? I don't know. But 90% of the time that it's that last runner that really gets that special. Nobody else gets this thing.
Yeah.
And the smile that happens on their face, and if it's their first race and they come in dead last, I want them to feel like, hey, I just accomplished something.
Yeah.
I was one of those people at the Challenge Athletes Foundation Triathlon years ago that was one of the last finishers. And I came in and they had almost everything packed up. I had to search for a medal. And I was like,
Sorry, we packed them already.
They had everything torn down, and I was like, this kind of sucks. Like you spend all that energy and effort and everything else. And so when we started our races, I made sure, I was like, listen, the start finish line is the last thing that's taken down. The music is the last thing to stop. I don't care if you take down the arch, that's fine. That's fine. But I want there to be a chute for people to run through. I want there to be music on, and I want there to be, and we try and get anybody who is on site still. And hey, everybody, the last runner's coming through. We try to bring everybody over and cheer them on and make it so it's that special moment for that runner.
Yeah.
And most of the time it is a run walker or a walker that's out there on the trails doing it. So
leading from the back.
But you're giving them that opportunity to be seen. Like you see them. And that's part of like, you belong. You're giving them that, I belong here. They saw me. I'm going to tell my friends of this experience, and most likely they'll come back and challenge their own personal goals, because it is you, right? But for you to see them and, celebrate them is huge. I think that's a lot of the stuff that I also try to work on. Again, leading from the back, we're going to stay with the last runner and make sure that they feel part of the group. And
we have those runners that sign up for all of my races every year. And they're always joking, like, I already won one of those. I got one of those. And she said that I won one of those last year. And I'm trying not to win another one. And I'm like, good job.
Yeah.
And so every single time she sees me at a race, she's like, I'm not winning it. So I'm say, all right, go. I'll give it. Somebody else can win then this year. Or this event. So it's become this kind of thing that we try and promote too. Like, we let people know that this
Yeah.
You know, as we go through our social promotion and everything else, like we want people to know that we're supporting everybody out there.
I think that's something that you should emphasize, because I didn't know it existed, but maybe you keep it as a surprise. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, because then I think people will be like, oh, okay. You know, there's a potential, not that I'll be last, but that somebody's going to be there for me. No,
I think I'd sit down on the trail and wait for everyone to get back.
I'm leading from the back. It's fine.
It's not. Yeah.
No, I'm always third to the last. If you look at the list, I'm third to the last.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and it's never the last half marathon, or it's never the last 10K, whatever it is, right? Whatever our longest distance of the day is, you know, we do our 50K at Del Dios, it's that runner, because they're the last runner that's going to come through. It's not always going to be the half marathon, the 10K or the 5, whatever. It's the last runner that's in the longest distance, because you've been out there the longest, and we want to support that.
Yeah, I think I've watched him give a DFL chip.
It's one of my favorite things.
He's underselling it in regards to like the expression. You bring up that you're giving the last person, and the opportunity to be seen, and it's almost like those people that I've seen you do this twice, to give the chip in one of your races, and the first one, I think they didn't even realize that he was going to get a chip. Yeah. Right. And then the second one was like, oh yeah, like she had done your races, so she knew. Right. And so the first one, I was like, to watch the expression on his face, like, wait a minute, I want something. He went from like his face of just complete defeat, you know, like, oh, here I know, and then I meet the last person, and there's Jeff at the end of right after the freaking archway, and he's like, here you go, and he's like, his face just lit up, dude, like. Oh my gosh, I was seen. Oh my gosh, I mean something to this community. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm coming back. I never want to win this chip again. Yeah. Right? And so like, it's cool. It's really cool again, it's the definition of leading from the back for sure. Where do you see Santa Mujeres going? Like in your, like, I'm in awe of what you guys have done with it, right? Only just for our culture, from like, I have a lot of female women that could use a community like this, especially now in San Diego. Yeah. Where do you see Santa Mujeres in 5-10 years from now?
We just celebrated 5 years this month, and we passed the torch to the new leaders for Thursday community run. So that's where it all started, on Thursday. So already we're beginning the new chapter, where our goal was to empower women of color to be leaders. Here we are. The torch has been passed. We'll see how this new chapter, and this gives Regina and I, now that we're a nonprofit too, you know, we have a whole group of ladies bringing ideas and stuff. Expanding. I just moved to North County, and I've been meeting new friends, and they're like, they came down to experience something like this, because they're like, we're always talking about this. Let's go check it out. And they loved it. So like, are you going to bring this to Oceanside? I would love to expand to Oceanside, and see if that's possible. Just to have a closer space to come run here, right? You don't have to drive all the way to San Diego. I want to work on a chapter of trail running for Santa Mujeres. That's like a personal passion project for me, and to get more women on the trails, especially starting with Santa Mujeres, to take that on. And then eventually maybe a race. Like, I think it's something we talked a lot about, but now that we're more free, we can maybe spend time planning like a 5K community run or something like that.
Like an actual Santa Mujeres.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we already have a vision for that, and we'll see if we can make it happen and where we want it to happen and stuff. So yeah, I think we want to do a Santa Mujeres, like brought to you by Santa Mujeres 5K, and then support other organizations.
I know a really good producer guy that we know that could help you out with that.
I know. I think I have asked him. I think one day I was like, "Oh, I'm really sit there and talk about this race."
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
No,
I mean, he could be a jerk sometimes, but yeah. Go ahead. No.
Yeah, no, stuff like that. Just like the next chapter of Santa Mujeres, about just new ideas to manifest that have been there.
Do you see it any way possible to expand it outside of Southern California in the San Diego County area? Have you had interest from friends that live in Texas or Mexico, wherever, right? That be like, hey, I would like to be a part of this and try and grow something here in our area.
Yeah, I think as soon as we pass the torch over, that gives us a chance to really focus on those ideas. We have friends that have moved to Hawaii. They want to start something in Honolulu. The East Coast, we had 2 athletes join in our Broken Arrow team. And she's like, I want to bring this to my community, or if anything, we love to mentor. We answer questions if they want to create their own space in their community too, right? Because there's something really special when you are from the community, you know it, if you have someone outside, outside, it's hard because then it's like, well, you're not even from here or whatever. I don't know the feelings, but I think it has more meaning when you're creating it, from someone from that community.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah. It's great if you've got somebody that lives in a specific community that can then organically grow it, and they are kind of the face of that section, right? Knowing full well that there's a support team on the back end, right? And I kind of see that personally as I've seen you in Virginia grow. This is like, I've seen what Isabella has done with Ultra Buds, and done Idaho Ultra Buds, and now Texas Ultra Buds, and she does it for the fun of it, right? And I can kind of almost see something like that happening where there's
different chapters,
different chapters,
right. There's I was at a strong woman competition at a friend of mine's gym here in North County Fitness and Performance, and one of my coaches was competing in it, and I ran into a guy named Michael Delgado. He has an organization, a nonprofit called Breathe Heavy, or Heavy Breathing, and it's all around powerlifting and strength training, right? And I had like a 30-minute conversation with him, very similar to what you are trying to do for women of color. He's doing for recovery and at-risk youth, right?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very helpful. So I 30-minute conversation was to get him here on the podcast, one, but it's very similar heart. And I almost cried with him because I've been in recovery for many years, and I don't, but I said, hey man, there's a correlation between like mental health, addiction, and fitness. I don't care what fitness it is. It could be running, it could be lifting, it could be high rocks, it could be CrossFit, it could be whatever the jazzercise, for goodness sakes, right? Like Jesus, and whatever it is, fitness is such a powerful healing tool, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually for so many people. And it's not always accessible, right? And so as we were talking, I'm thinking, why, my brain works and I'm going down a rabbit hole. It's like, why aren't there a whole lot of Hispanic women that run? And it's like, what in our culture, what in our communities, what will we be taught? Why is this the case? But yet you can go into Carlsbad and every mom is running down the coast, right? And with their kids, for goodness sakes. But what in our culture does not do that? Same thing with addiction recovery. Like, what in that culture is making these at-risk youth to become addicts and not get into powerlifting, right?
I feel like our conversation, this whole talk, is we can go 30 minutes in any direction. Right. We could talk and talk and talk. And especially for women, I think about this too. Like, I played sports when I was young. I was, a wild child riding my bike everywhere. And then all of a sudden you're 18 and you got to go to college, find a job. Oh, you have to get married. You have to have kids. Like, I think women in sports shifts and there's this drop right after that puberty age. Yeah. And it's like, oh no, my body changed. I can't do that anymore. Or, oh, I have to go to school, get married, all that stuff. You don't think that there's other things you could do. It's changed. I 100% think it's changing. There's a lot of amazing Latinas doing big things in every aspect, every industry. But I think we're breaking those norms. Like, we are the representation and showing people you can be more than just all these other, like the thing that they expect you to, you can be more. So then you break down the wall and then you're showing them you can become an athlete at 20 something, at 30 something. Trail running, especially there's hidden talents that you didn't know you had, and you have elite runners competing in these races at those ages that are, especially women who are crushing it.
The crazy is running for the most part, I'll speak on trail running. Trail running, like, for the most part, is dominated by 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, like, a lot of organizations have a hard time getting like 20 somethings to go to road races, trail races. But so it's like events are dominated by 30, 40 and almost 50-year-olds. Right. And so I think there is, like, as you said, there's you can start to see the shifts of getting out of that norm of, hey, I'm done with school. I got to get married.
Yeah.
I got to get a job, where it's.
Or you said, I hit elite at high school sports, and that's it. There's nothing else.
But like it's kind of similar to the conversation of, like, in the different cultures in the community.
Yeah.
We have, like, we talked about this when we talked about e-bikes, right? And having, like, there's no issue with e-bikes in the hood, bro. Like, there's just not, like, there's not these kids that can't even afford a freaking e-bike. But up in North County, kids are dying on e-bike, and the same thing applies. It's like, what in our culture that to me, that's the deeper question. Like, I'm watching my sister, who's 43 years old. I'm sorry, Jen. Sorry. She's in her 40s. Let's just put it that way, right? And so, like, I'm watching her go through her own physical transformation. Yet she's watched me for the last 10 years go through mine.
Yeah.
I was trying to lead by example and showing them that it was possible. But what in our culture has caused them to go, well, you know what? This is it, right? I'm done, right? I don't need to do it anymore. Like, maybe I do need to raise a family. Maybe I do need to do this. Yeah. Maybe I do need to do that. I don't see it I see it a lot in our culture, in the Hispanic culture, in the Mexican culture, in the Latina culture, and Latin culture. It's like across the board. It doesn't have to be Mexican. It could be, I see it in Puerto Ricans. I see it all across the board in the Latin community. Why? It is changing. You see a lot of Latin female lifters now. You see runners, right?
But there had to be representation, and that's where it is. So it's representation. If you see a professional athlete eventually that's Latina and you're a little kid, you're like, oh, I want to do that. Or you have coaches in these schools that are like Latinas. Okay, my coach is Latina. She's going to understand. So the thing, which goes to this thing that I noticed with Santa Mujeres, you show up to Run Club and you don't have to explain yourself. I'm just home. I'm like with my tias, my primas, you're already there. That's what's so important about these groups, social aspect stuff, is like, you don't, especially ours for women of color, you don't have to explain who you are. You don't have to explain things. The tamales are just there and you're just going to eat it. Right? We have tia Alma. Really good tamales. So there's that. So the representation is what's important, I think, to continue our youth and our younger athletes, or any woman, Latina woman, it's the representation. If you see somebody that looks like you or represents you, you're most likely to take it. So it's just more of that. And that's also an important thing. Like, Virginia and I are certified coaches, and Grizzy, like, we're coaches. Like, we're showing people you can be a coach and you can help somebody, right? Like, you can also do that. Yeah, it's just putting yourself.
I bring this up because we get ready to work out ourselves. And there's that kid that I was talking to at the end of that. So one of our ambassadors brought a 16-year-old kid over who wants to do high rocks, right? And you see this kid, he's like 6 foot something, Hispanic kid, right? And he's just an athlete. And he's like, yeah. I said, so what do you want to work out here? Or what do you want to work out here? Because I want to do a triathlon and I want to do a high rocks. I said, well, why do you want to do the high rocks or a triathlon? Well, I can't do a triathlon until I'm 18 years old. And he goes, but what about high rocks? I go, I heard that high rocks is going to have like a 16-year-old division, 16 to 21. And I said, yeah, they are. And he's like, I said, but why do you want to do those sports? He goes, well, I grew up eating a lot of food and I lost like 60 pounds. Right. And I'm thinking, dude, that was me. Like, I wish I had a man that told me, like, that came across. It was like, hey, you ain't got to do this no more. Right. And so you can actually be healthy and still. And I think there's a balance between, in our culture, and this is a struggle that I fought with, and I'm not putting this out there to anybody who's in our culture or in the Hispanic community or Hispanic family. For me, the fight was balancing my culture and my family's beliefs with ones that were more healthier for me. If I felt like if I was going to be fitness, if I was going to be practicing a fit life, like working out 3 to 5 times a week and trying to eat something that's a little bit more balanced, that I wasn't going to be able to be part of my family. And I did experience that out the gate. Like when I came into fitness, I would go to the Christmas parties and I'd pick a roasted chicken and some grilled veggies. That's my plate. Yeah. And everybody else is bringing, we're making tamales, and my sister made pozole and all the good stuff, right? The good stuff. And I'm like, okay. And so they were like, oh, in my family, you know how Hispanics are, man. It's like, oh, you think you're the shit. Like, oh, bougie, woo.
That was
like, oh, what's this spinach salad bullshit? This is not cilantro. What the hell? Like, it was a thing, right?
That was me in college when I went vegetarian.
Like, wait a minute. You cannot be a vegetarian.
My dad was so offended when I would come home for carne asada. I had my little avocado slice with tacos. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. All my roommates were vegetarian. Like, it was just easier if we just did. But I came back.
Yeah, it's like, but she went back to the dark side. But I, in my opinion, and you can tell me you disagree with it or agree with it, right? And so I think it's balancing that cultural divide between who we can be in our culture in a healthy lifestyle versus like the traditions, right? And it's a fight. It was a big fight because our culture means so much to us.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and not just our culture, but our families.
Yeah.
Means so much to us, right? And it's like I went to my godson's baby shower yesterday, and he's having, you know, the
I was going to ask you, that looked really fun.
Dude, it was super fun. Like, if you've never been to a Mexican baby shower, bro,
it's really fun.
Like, American baby showers is all women, bro. Mexican baby showers, there's guys there, right? And we're doing the games, bro. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, bro. But we were there, and I'm like, there's no real like good, you know, wholesome food, right? There's a Tosti Locos later at Bladder Fleet, like buffet, and the cookies and the burgers and the hot dogs and the carne asada, and you're like, how do I not participate in this?
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like understanding that. I think for me, I had made a post about this when I first opened the gym, is to understand that in our culture, we can balance our culture and our health in the same way and still participate in both.
100%. I agree with you. I think it's hard when you're breaking the mold or you're veering off of how things are always in our family. And your example is a good benefit, healthy example, but nobody wants to do it right. And I think you open a gym, you're doing all these steps even farther than I think you imagined you were going to do. You're already feeling like, oh, I'm leaving my family behind. But I think you're inspiring maybe the next generation of your family to be healthier and stuff. And the change will come kind of like the trails. You know, you're going to invite more people. It's going to change with time. You're going to be more inclusive, but it takes time. But it's hard to break what your family thinks it's normal. You know, like you're running out there, you're paying to run. Pay me, I'll go watch you run.
How many times have you heard that in your life?
My mom.
Like, yes, but how many are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, crazy? Give me $150. I'll watch you run.
Yeah, I've heard.
I'll cheer you on at the finish line. I'm a hero medal to you.
Yeah, so it's hard. Like, I always want to focus on how can I bring my family into like being more healthy and stuff, because you know we have health like diabetes and all that stuff runs in our family. Getting my dad to walk and think about, you know, just being active. But again, we have to think about where we come from. They have very heavy work, you know, the fields, construction, warehouses. So that's another thing. How do we, you know, implement thinking about their health and stuff? So it's just about breaking bad patterns, and it's going to take time. Yeah, but I think you're being an example for the next generation.
I think we are.
We are.
We are. We are. Yeah. We are.
Yeah.
And we'll end it with this, but I think we are creating an image, because that's what we started off with when we started talking about the podcast.
Yeah.
Just like walking into somebody that looks like you.
Yeah.
Right. We're creating an image of what healthy is, and it's not necessarily six packs, abs, big booties.
Yeah.
It's showing up who you are in your current state no matter what you freaking look like, to simply just move and be part of something that's better for you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I totally agree.
Thank you, Priscilla.
I don't know.
so much.
I just loved hearing a little bit more of the story, and I knew this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was excited. Yeah.
so I appreciate and challenge.
No, thank you.
Hopefully one of these days. And I'm reaching out to Michael Delgado for his organization. And I would love to be able to reach out to yours, but I am looking for a couple nonprofits that we can do a regular fundraising event for.
Oh, that'd be
that I would be able to, like, in my community, open up my doors to my gym for a purpose.
Yeah.
And do something on a regular basis that benefits these communities that are breaking molds right now and creating these environments for people to just be better human beings.
Yeah, I agree. We'll be down.
Thank you so much, Priscilla.
Oh, thank you guys. I had fun chatting.
This has been an international podcast transmission of No Fixed Agenda presented by Bubs Naturals. Music was provided by the Poor Dirty Astronauts with lyrics written by Matt Meyer. You can rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you find your favorite podcast episodes. NFA, over and out.